Hi there, it's Karen with inspiredbygram.com. Welcome to my channel and also to my craft room. Today we're going to be making a birthday card using the Celebrate Sunflowers and Best Year Cling stamp sets. So let's take a look at it. The star of the show is the Celebrate Sunflowers with this really nice sunflower, which is a kind of a 3D, very detailed. You can stamp with single colors, or you can also stamp with Memento Black and then color in with your Stampin' blends. And then my all-purpose stamp set, it's a sentiment stamp set, and it's called Best Year. And it's a really nice one to have in your craft room because not only does it have birthday, but it also has thank you, hello, Father's Day, you did it, and Christmas. So really nice stamp set if you're just starting out. All right, so let's take a look at the card a little bit closer here. I've got soft suede as our card base. I've got In Good Taste Designer Series paper, which comes from the annual catalog. Then I've got another piece of Harvest Meadow, which comes from the mini catalog that's current until the end of December. And then I've got some very vanilla cardstock along with a nice piece of ribbon, which I'll show you when we get to that step. So the inside, let me show you, the inside is just stamped with that sunflower, so really makes a nice card. So let's get started with all the little pieces and what have you from the kit. So we've got our very vanilla envelope. Also have a very vanilla panel that's cut 4 by 5 1/4. I've already die cut my Stitch So Sweetly, that's our sentiment label, and also I have a piece of very vanilla, which we're going to do most of the stamping on, and this is cut it's cut 2.5 by 4. All right, so let's try to get everything together. We're going to start with this one here first. I've got my Calypso Coral ink, and I also have the sunflower stamp on a really huge block. So when I have a stamp set that's this large, I like to take the ink to the stamp. So what we're going to do is going to ink it up like this. We're going to rotate it over. Now I'm going to stamp this 3 times. So I want to stamp a larger image over in the right corner there. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over here. So if you can see, there's ink left over here and here. So every single time you stamp, you're going to have to re-ink your stamp. If you don't, your image is going to be distorted. So we've re-inked, and now I'm going to kind of turn the panel this way so it's a little bit easier for me. I'm going to stamp on the lower side, just like that. And then we're going to re-ink one more time. And then I'm going to stamp right in that lower right corner. So that is our image there. Now our envelope is very simple. Let's re-ink. And then we will turn this right over here and stamp right in the corner there. And then our inside panel. This is really fun. I really love using this stamp because it's so pretty. So you stamp and then you see this huge flower that just kind of screams at you and just gives you a nice little smile. All right, so here's our sentiment amongst all that stamping there. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Let me go over here a little bit onto this side over here. I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday to You. And this is the Stitch So Sweetly die. It's the next to the smallest one. All right, so we have everything stamped. Now it's more about assembly. And but first we're going to use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. So let me just show you that card again here. I embossed, after I stamped, I embossed with the Tasteful Textile embossing folder. And the reason why I did that, because I thought it needed something, because it just seemed a little bit too plain. So let me show you how I did that. I'm going to grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I know this is like really huge on the camera. I apologize, but that's the way it goes. I've got number 1. And then I've got my embossing folder here, again, Tasteful Textile. I'm going to add that right in here, kind of making sure it's straight. And then close it up. We need to bring that into the Stampin' Cut and Emboss so that fold is there. That's going in first. Then I've got number 4. So 1 and 4 are the only plates we'll need to use. And let's just run that right through and see what we get. So we've got this really nice stamped image here on the Very Vanilla with that nice little background there. So if you kind of struggle with a design that kind of just needs something, always think about embossing folders and how you can use them to its the maximum there. So all right, let's grab our soft suede cardstock. This is our card base. I've already cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. I just gave it a burnish to give it a nice crease. Let's take that inside panel and add that in next. So I'll just take my Stampin' Seal and run some adhesive along the front, hopefully. Never fails. All right, there we go. So we've got that added, and we'll just add this right to the inside quarter border all the way around. So when you open that card, it looks bam, look at that, it's beautiful. So now let's work with this panel here. And it's gonna get layered onto a piece of soft suede, all right? So we're just gonna add our adhesive all the way around. That soft suede is cut 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And it's got about 1/4 inch border all the way around. All right, that one's good and prepped. The next thing we're gonna do is take that In Good Taste Designer Series paper and just figure out what direction, how you want it on there, because with that wood grain, you just really never know what you're gonna get for wood grain. So just use your best judgment. I like this straight line on the left side. We're gonna add this right on. This is cut 3 3/4 by 5. Then we're gonna take this 2 by 4 piece, and this is the Harvest Meadow. Again, it is in the mini catalog. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Mini catalog and you're not working with a current demonstrator, I would really love to earn your business. So shoot me an email at inspiredbygram@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to get those one in the mail to you, including the annual catalog as well. All right, so we're building up our card. Now the next thing you need to do is decide which direction you want your flowers to go. I think I'm gonna put it this way today. I'm gonna flip this over. I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals here. I'm actually using the edge pieces on this sheet. I've got them almost, this sheet's almost done. So never throw away the edge pieces, because look at that. They make really good Stampin' Dimensionals. They may not be round, but they do work, just like the other ones. Okay, so now we're gonna put this one right down here. I'm looking at here and this side here, just to make sure I've got equal border on the right and the bottom, which I do. Now, the next thing I want to do is add about 3 inches of my grandmother's ribbon. So this ribbon is super old, and it goes really nicely with this card. And once in a while, I like to add her ribbons to my cards. I won't be able to do this much longer, as I don't have a lot of her ribbons left. But until I use the last piece, I'm going to continue to use them. Now, since you don't have my grandmother's ribbon, you could also use the scalloped lace ribbon or trim, which comes in Very Vanilla, and you would just kind of cut 3 inches off and add that on. So you just need to take your adhesive, run a little bit of line there, about 1 inch. We're going to angle this, give it a good press, and then we're going to take that Happy Birthday to You. Again, that's using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I'm going to add just 2 edge pieces of the dimensionals and press those on really good, peel those off, and then we're going to add this right straight across, centered. And then the last step we're going to do is we're going to add some champagne rhinestones to give it a little bit of more pow, I guess, glitter, or just another way you can embellish your card. So I'm going to add 3 as a odd numbers here. And I'm going to add 2 down here because there's a lot of vanilla space here that's not stamped. And we'll add 1 right to the sentiment. So let's grab that other card here so we can kind of see the difference there. So here I stamped in the upper corner and made that more of the prominent stamped image. And on this one, I just reversed it and added it down here. So, and then here is the other envelope. So I've got a nice set of cards here, and then that's the inside. So again, if you're not working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator currently, I'd love to earn your business. I am in the United States and I live in Vermont. So for all your Stampin' needs, you can visit me at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.